Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
Continuing my read-through of the Storm Shadow comic from Devil's Due Publishing, written by Larry Hama, this is issue number 2. A visit to a Chicago museum turns deadly as Thomas and his niece Tiff are attacked by a group of ninja seeking information on Morning Light. These ninja, led by a woman named Pale Peony, are part of the International Research Institute of Zurich, a group led by the former leader of Cobra's Night Creeper Ninjas. They've been hired through a broker named Jilf Scrobe to find Morning Light, for a Russian man only referred to as the Client. Through various contacts and underground channels, Thomas learns that Pale Peony has taken Tiff to Russia. To rescue his niece, Thomas boards a commercial plane bound for Moscow. Storm Shadow's solo exploits continue. The Client is made aware that Storm Shadow is on the way. Storm Shadow stops at a knife shop to buy a weapon, but doesn't find anything to his liking. Jilf Scrobe tells the Client he will be fine. Storm Shadow has no weapons, and doesn't know where he is. Besides, Pale Peony has the girl, they have leverage. Two men attempt to rob Storm Shadow, but he easily overcomes them and takes their knife. The Client, still worried that he is being tracked, is reassured that the only file on him that exists is in his old KGB dossier, and it is locked up safely in the old KGB headquarters. Pale Peony has Tiff in the biggest toy store in Russia. Scrobe shows up and needs to talk to Pale Peony about the Client. The Client is concerned for the security of certain documents held in Lubyanka. That's like worrying about the gold in Fort Knox. Our contacts on the street say that an uncannily skilled Asian man has been asking directions to Lubyanka. You had better start worrying. All security service agents and cops are being sent to Lubyanka to protect the Client's file and keep Storm Shadow out. Tiff is left behind with two security guards locked behind a steel door. Police officers on their way to the old KGB headquarters hit a man crossing the street. They get out of the car to investigate the body, and Storm Shadow pops up and grabs them. He needs a uniform. Pale Peony is taken to the old KGB headquarters, and it is surrounded by security. When she is taken inside, the halls are packed with security forces, and she comments this is impossible. All Arashikage has to do is steal a police uniform. She is led to a secret door. The door leads to the basement, but they are going to the sub-basement. Pale Peony sees a flash as if someone passed behind them in the hall, but that is impossible. All records of this place have been erased. Pale Peony is shown a cell with a file cabinet in it, and suddenly the lights go out. Storm Shadow is revealed in the dark room. They led him straight to the files. He takes the file and kicks the guard against the wall, disarming him. Turning towards Pale Peony, he throws his knife at her weapon, knocking the gun from her hand. Pale Peony grabs the knife from him as Tommy catches the gun. Having exchanged weapons, the guard comes to and turns the light on. Storm Shadow in his police officer uniform empties the gun, and Pale Peony tells him she will not fight fair. Pale Peony holds her own against Storm Shadow, and he recognizes that and tells her she is good. They fight while the guard is looking around on the floor for the clip for the gun. Pale Peony has cut up the police uniform, and we see Storm Shadow in his ninja gear. Pale Peony throws her knife at Storm Shadow. He catches it while holding the file in his mouth. The guard has finally found the clip and loaded the gun and begins firing, but Storm Shadow flips out of the room, dodging the bullets. Storm Shadow shuts the door to the cell behind him and turns to see the hallway is full of guards. Pale Peony and Bulgakov hear a firefight outside the cell as they hurry to get it unlocked. They burst out of the room and see the Spetsnaz team laying on the floor and no sign of Storm Shadow. Pale Peony recognizes something is not right here. Bulgakov seems to vanish, leaving her in the hall. Another fire team shows up thinking Pale Peony took out the first team. Jilf shows up just in time to clear Pale Peony's name. She finds out another guard alerted the team to come down here, then realizes there should be 5 men in a fire team, and there are only 4 bodies on the hall floor. She finds the 5th man and his uniform is gone. Storm Shadow has taken it and walked right out of the building with the file on the Client. Pale Peony and Jilf go back across the street to get Tiff, but when they enter, both guards are dead and the room is locked from the inside. They find Tiff hiding, and Pale Peony tells Jilf that she will take Tiff to Tokyo to lead Storm Shadow away from the Client. That is issue 2. This story is heading all over the globe. Starting in Chicago, this issue takes us to Russia, and now it appears we are heading to Japan. Storm Shadow is getting to show off his ninja abilities like never before. He has the information on the Client, what will happen next. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video diving into issue 3 of Storm Shadow.
You've been watching a Real American Brian production in association with the letters G, I, and JOE.